All right. Good evening, everybody, and I hope you all enjoyed this incredible weather today and had a great day of soccer out at the rec center, Mountain View. I know many of us had a full day of some great games, but welcome to the Oregon Surf Boys program informational meeting for 2026-2027. My name is Scott Thompson, and I have the privilege of walking through details of the program and all the incredible changes that are occurring this year. And there are a lot of changes, changes across different leagues, the addition of new coaches and new members, and of course the major and the biggest one, the change from birth year to grade year. This presentation is being recorded. We have several of our Oregon Surf coaching staff on the call. Questions will be recorded and answered throughout the presentation, so feel free to ask. As well as feel free to reach out to the club after the fact to ask questions. So before we kick it off, I just want to say congratulations to our two teams that have reached the State Cup finals today. Our 2010 boys had a pretty convincing win, and our 2012 boys also made the finals. Huge congratulations to our 2013s and 2015 teams. They had an incredible season, incredible run. Didn't quite get over the hump today, but had an amazing game. And just deep thank you to all the coaches, the managers, the parents who came out to support in the heat today. As we get going, we've had some incredible opportunities this year. And I want to thank our partners at the local level, at the national level. We were a part of Surf Nation, and we had the honor to launch the newest kit this year. So we wanted just to show a sneak peek for those who are new to the club, and to kind of show some of the benefits of being a member of Surf offers you.
On the eve of triumph, what do you see? When you run onto the stage, when your dreams are no longer dreams, when your moment was realized, what do you see? I see you. On the eve of triumph.
So a huge thank you to our partners with Nike and Soccer Post. Huge thank you to Jordan Bug, professional player with the Rain and former Surf alumni for being a part of that promo spot. Uh, as you may have noticed, Surf is changing our brand and our colors slightly to align with the World Cup and the goal of winning a championship. So we'll have a sneak peek later of the newest kits, but we are moving toward black and gold for our away kit for the 2026 season. Here's a quick snapshot of a lot of the accomplishments, the camaraderie, the amazing moments that happen on the field. A lot of these are from MLS Next Cup qualifiers that happened in Arizona this year. We had a lot of success on the field, a lot of goals that were scored, and it's a true testament to the quality of the staff and the investment that we've made in the program overall. And so, with that investment in the club, our overarching national mission from the Surf brand is to create the best of the best experiences and opportunities for youth soccer players, but not just the players, our parents and our coaches through our clubs and our events, and essentially every moment on and off the field. So you'll see that messaging from a national standpoint. Wherever we go, whether it's Surf Cup San Diego or Surf Northwest, that branding will always be etched in and around the field. And for us locally, uh, Oregon Surf, we are our own unique brand. We are our own unique identity. We do compete against other surf clubs and other clubs across the area. And our mission is to develop and develop complete people as competitors and citizens through unmatched sports opportunity in the state. It's a mission that we speak a lot about with our coaching staff and our players, and something that we will continually remind folks throughout the year. So, as a part of Surf Nation, there's a lot of kudos and accolades that go out for our teams and for our individual players. And across the nation, we've had 21 teams enter into postseason play, whether that's ECNL, ECRL, MLS Next, MPL. There are a lot of leagues and acronyms out there, but we've had a tremendous success across the country. We have up to 342 college commitments across D1, D2, D3, and JUCO, with 87 national team call-ups across 13 countries and still counting. Within Oregon Surf, we've been fortunate enough to have two players be called up to the youth national team ID camps, Mason Zupfer and Ian Miller. And it's truly based on the environment that's been created by our coaching staff. So with this first season, we've had a number of wins both on and off the field. And these wins aren't just with our MLS Next program. We've had a lot of success with our competitive program. Uh, our younger development academy program has seen some great players come through, and we look to build on that into this next season. So, if phase one of this kind of grand plan is to create a high-level elite training environment for our players, phase two is making sure that goes across all of our players and across anybody who comes into the surf ecosystem. So, what you'll see across the club is standardized training across all of our teams. And you'll see a distinct style of play, not just keeping the ball to keep it, but keeping it to go exploit space in behind and to score some incredible goals. And I definitely encourage folks to follow us on our huddle page to watch the live games and see some of the great goals that got scored over the weekend. And it's not just what we see online or on social media, but we truly want to build a culture where players feel seen, they feel challenged, they're pushed to the most of their capabilities. I want to give a shout out to our 2013 boys team who tied for first place in MLS Next for their first season. A shout out to our 2012s who not only won down in Surf Cup San Diego, but also won at MLS Next Fest this year and who have qualified for State Cup finals next week. And I want to give a shout out to all of our competitive teams. Um, One of our groups, our 2009 Blue Team, this past weekend or 2 weekends ago, competed in the President's Cup, and they were down three players due to injuries and other conflicts, pulled out a draw out of the event, and then won the match in the tie-breaking PKs. It's moments like those that is a testament to our coaching staff and our players and all the work that we put in. And we want to keep building on that year over year. So I'm pleased to speak to our incredible staff as well. Footy Danso is somebody who I've had the pleasure of playing on field with, coaching with off the field. He's a tremendous competitor and one that is going to push forward our elite platform into the future. Footy, I'll give you a moment to introduce yourself. I know you had a long day on the field, but just say hi to folks and
Wanti, thank you, thank you. I don't know how my voice will sound, but thanks for putting me on the spot with that. But anyways, for the Dento, for the ones that are new here, I mean, I've like Scott said, I've played with Scott. I don't know, 2 years with the Timbers, but known each other for the longest of time. Yep, there you go. That one have to introduce herself.
I appreciate it, Footy. For those that don't know or who weren't at THPRD today, Footy pretty much lost his voice. Um, getting on refs, getting on opponents, helping to guide his young student athletes to the finals. Uh, For those that are new on the call who don't know me or don't know my background, I've had the pleasure of standing up our MLS Next program this last year and now shifting to support our newest leagues with EA2 and N1, which I'll speak on a little bit later. But supporting the overall program, the curriculum, and the standards so that it's consistent across all of our teams. And one of our newest members to the club, who some of you have had the chance to work with, both on and off the field in different capacities, whether it's with ODP. Daniel Gradison is our new assistant director of coaching. He'll be working across both our boys and girls programs, supporting at the U11 to U14 ages, and then with specific teams in our older ages. Uh, Daniel, feel free to say hi to the group.
Yeah, I'm just excited to get started. I've been here a few months, good friends with Footy and Johnny, and getting to know Scott really well. And it's a good group of staff and players. Looking forward to the future.
Thank you, Daniel. So across our staff, we have some incredible individuals, and this meeting would go on for hours if I went into all of the accolades, the international call-ups, the caps that each one of these individuals have. But we have by far the best coaching staff in the region. Uh, Roy Miller, Khalif Hassan will be leading our U19 and U17 age groups in the older ages. Footy will be working with our U16 and U15 MLS Next teams. And then myself and Ryan Johnson will be working with our U11 and U12 pre-MLS Next teams for this upcoming season. And Aaron Paterath will be our elite goalkeeping coach, working across our MLS Next teams and supporting with our EA and N1 teams. For our Elite Academy 2 coaching staff, Roy will be supporting those U17, U16 teams. As I mentioned earlier, Daniel will be co-coaching with our U15s. I have to give a huge shout out to Fortino Izquierdo, who has kind of come under Footy's wing. He does the extra work. For those who have not seen him, he literally comes to the field early to run laps just to get himself ready to go and warmed up, and then hangs out afterward with the staff just to gain additional knowledge. So he'll be working with our U15 team. And then myself, Ryan Johnson, will also be working across our U11, U14 age groups, supporting all of those EA teams. And then our N1 coaching staff will be spearheaded with Daniel Gradison. Oscar Munoz will be coaching our U16 team. Freddie Sotelo, excuse me, will be with our U15 team. Giancarlo will be with our U15 as an assistant coach. Oswaldo will work with our U13 and U12. And Oswaldo has done an incredible job with his current blue and white teams, and we're looking very forward to what he has to bring with this next year. Fortino will be working with our U14 and U11 N1 teams. And then Nick Robinson will be moving into our youngest U9 and U10s, working closely with myself to bring up the foundation of the club so that players have an understanding of how to train, they understand how to compete, and they're exposed to what they will eventually see with MLS Next, EA, and the N1 League. And then within those additional, within our development academy, our youngest ages, like I said, Nick will be spearheading with the U9s and U10s. We're fortunate enough to have Brett Gardner supporting with the U9s and our newest coach, Anthony Pritchard, supporting in that age group. And then Oswaldo and Nick will also be supporting on the girls side of the program as well, with additional new coaches with Johnny Schefter, Julio Hernandez, Daniel Gradison, and Mohamed Ahmed. also in the group. So I've thrown a lot of acronyms at you, and I apologize for those who are maybe not up to date with all the changes happening across the landscape. For us who are in it every single day, we throw out a new acronym like it's candy. So we wanted to take a moment just to explain what's happening within Oregon and some of the changes that are happening with our club and with some of the partner clubs that we participate with in MLS Next. So, for those who are not aware, we kicked off MLS Next Academy Division this year. We had 6 of our teams participate in that league. They all did extremely well. Some had more adversity than others, but for the most part, we were able to successfully complete that league. We had teams successfully attend MLS national events, and we had teams win at a national level. The clubs you see here worked closely together to build out that schedule for this season, to optimize it for our members to have the best possible experience possible. And for myself, having lived in Oregon for 20 plus years now and seeing different iterations of this, it worked out extremely well. And so now the next phase of this is what's going to be called EA2. And the idea here is that EA2 will be the feeder system into MLS Next. So now some of these clubs on this list, like Bend or ADF, they don't have teams participating in MLS Next. But what this league will do is provide a pathway for those clubs to get into MLS national events. And what it does for us as a club is it provides an avenue for a greater pool of players to compete. So instead of having one Oregon Surf MLS Next team, we're now looking to have 2 MLS Next teams at every age group. One that will compete in the MLS Next Academy Division, and the second team will compete in the EA2 league. Players will move back and forth between those teams, and they'll also be coached by our league coaching staff. So it won't be where one team is training or being coached at one field, another team at another field. You will see the same pool of coaches working together to develop our players so they have the same methodology, the same curriculum, the same training environment, and the same high-level opportunities to compete at the highest level. We're currently working out what the league structure will look like with those 8 other clubs, but you can expect the same level of standards that you will see or have seen within MLS Next. So the same league commissioner that runs our MLS Next league, they will also be responsible for the new EA2 league. This will provide high-level play for all of our players. It provides a pathway for other clubs who maybe don't have all of the pieces yet to go fully into MLS Next, but it also allows us to play some of the best teams across the state in a structured, controlled environment that we have input into. So it's different than what we've done with other leagues in the past. We hope to build on the success that we saw with MLS Next this season and provide those benefits across our second or third teams within the club. Now, second change that we're all going to face is the new National One League called N1. This league is the combination of US Club Soccer and US Youth Soccer coming together to create a new unified national competition platform. This league will be above what some of our blue or white or black teams participated in, and it will be above what is Oregon Youth Soccer. There will be set standards for this league, sets minimum requirements for a coaching license, minimum standards in terms of game day experience with canopies, video equipment, set regulations in terms of game day experience that will be reported back to the league. And the overarching goal here is to elevate the overarching club landscape so that teams have a higher level of play to participate in. The winners of this new league will have access to the ECNL Regional League playoffs. So if MLS Next is one pillar, ECNL for the boys program is another pillar that you can participate into for national events. And so what this does is provide us one more opportunity to give all of our players access and the choice to play at high level events if they choose to. We still hold and reserve the right to play locally within OISA, but myself, Footy, Daniel, and the rest of the coaching staff will evaluate our players and determine where is the best fit for their long-term development. So no longer will we be forced to play in leagues where our kids maybe aren't pushed enough. We'll have multiple options to participate and compete at the highest levels that make sense for us as a club. And here is a visual of the new league and what it looks like across the country. There's 8 regions. Oregon Youth Soccer will be managing the N1 League. So I know that can be a little confusing, but there'll be 2 separate pathways within that we can put teams in to participate. So now we introduced our coaching staff. We touched base on the newest leagues. So just a reminder, we have MLS Next, which is our highest platform. We have EA2, which is our second platform, and the new N1 League, which is our third platform. When you show up to tryouts and formation, we will determine teams based on those 3 leagues and use that to evaluate players on where we think they can perform at. We wanted to provide some visuals for folks as you walk up to the field and what you'll expect when you come to an Oregon Surf tryout. So to the left, this is essentially what the profile looks like on the back end for us within our registration system. But for you all as players, when you show up, you will check in at one of the Oregon Surf tents with one of our incredible staff members or volunteers, which we thank you for your time. You will have a photo with your number so that way the coaching staff can correlate your name and your number to our evaluation system. Each day when you show up, you'll be asked to check in. You'll take that photo and you'll place that sticky number on the lowest part of your shorts, clearly visible so that our coaching staff can see your number and properly take notes. When you arrive at the field, for those that are going to be at power lines, the field will be set up into 6 mini fields with the goal of us doing a very quick warm-up and then jumping in right to playing. Our goal is to evaluate players in their natural space. Coaches will coach a little bit, so you get a feel for the style of coaching and can get a feel for us as a club. But for the most part, we want you to show up and have a good time and just play. For those that are participating at our other locations, the field will be set horizontally across the midline with 2 fields side by side. If you see players off to the side standing or not participating, chances are we've probably already evaluated them or they're already an existing member within our club. So our goal is to identify new players coming in, give them the most amount of attention possible so that we can make the best decision as we form those 3 teams. For new players coming into the club, feel free to introduce yourselves, walk up, say hi to the coaches. Hey, my name is Scott Thompson. I'm happy to be here. I play a winger. I play outside back. We're looking for people that have the confidence to show up and shake a peer's hand and make friends along this process. Please don't wear any school uniforms, any other club uniforms. Wear non-branded, either black or dark gray clothing. We will identify you with your player number. Our coaching staff will have both handwritten notes and evaluation forms and be using their phones digitally to update our system in real time. So parents, if you see a coach on their phone, they're not texting their best friend or Johnny Cordello, they're taking notes within our BIGA registration system. If you have not registered for tryouts, we encourage you to come to our website, oregonsurf.org/tryouts. You can find all of our program information there on the website. You can also click on the tryouts link to find our schedule. Make sure you click the schedule button, as well as frequently asked questions on our website. Please make sure to bring plenty of water. It was very warm today. It's going to be warm all week. We encourage you to take breaks throughout the process, but bring plenty of water, bring a soccer ball, make sure you name all of your things nice and big, and arrive 15 to 30 minutes prior before check-in. We'll also note that parking is limited. It's limited at the rec center. It's also limited at power lines. So please come early. If you're instructed by staff to go in a certain direction or just drop off, please follow all staff instructions when you arrive. And then when the day of tryouts, it makes things much easier if you're registered beforehand. You can register on your phone when you arrive, but keep in mind that that'll add time in the check-in process. Make sure to look for the Oregon Surf tents. There'll be several at our field locations. Walk up, introduce yourself to one of our staff members. Make sure you get your photo taken with your player number. Double check that your name is spelled correctly. And if you are not able to attend a session or if you have to miss a day, please make sure the coaches are aware of it so that we can track it on our end. As a reminder, you do have to check in every day. And then once you're checked in, do your normal routine that you need to get yourself warmed up and ready to go. And then post tryouts, you will receive an email notification with your official invitation to Oregon Surf. Sometimes it may go to your spam or junk folder, so please check all of your folders. If you don't receive an email or if something has happened, please contact us at hello@oregonsurf.org and we will respond accordingly. With tryouts, we know there's a lot going on. We know there's a lot of tryouts that conflict with each other during the next 2 weeks. But we hope to be as communicative as possible, and we ask that you respond back within 24 hours of the email being sent to you. We do have a number of families and players looking to join the club, and if you decide to go in a different direction or if you need more time to make a decision, please contact us and let us know. Your decision, whether yes or no, will affect somebody else looking for their spot within the club. And we want to be mindful that it's not just one person, that we are a larger community of a couple thousand members. So we ask for your timely response when you receive that email. And then financial aid and program assistance. We know that competitive soccer has costs with it, costs with fields and the elite coaching staff that we have, costs with travels, number of events that we qualify for. And so within Surf, we want to make sure that every player has the chance and the potential and the choice to play. Our financial assistance application process is now live online. Thank you for the folks who have reached out and asked questions. We've held off on pushing it live until we've had all the details ready to go for you. For current Surf members, we ask that you fill out your application by May 11th. And for new members coming into the club, we ask that you fill it out by May 20th. There'll be some slight changes to the application process, so please make sure you read through all the details. And if you have any questions, once again, you can contact us and ask. But our goal, like I said, is to make sure that every player has a chance to play and be supported in the beautiful game. We also wanted to provide a quick snapshot of the program costs. Across our U9 to U19 age groups, the program costs do vary. It varies for a couple of different reasons. One, because of the size of the teams and the number of events that are happening. Our U9s and U10s don't travel as much as some of our high level teams that are U15 to U19. There's also different standards within MLS Next, EA, and N1, and different requirements that we are required to attend. So that's also why there's a difference in cost between the different ages. Like I said, if you have questions about the overall membership dues, if you need assistance to help paying those, please reach out and let us know. We want to limit the barriers of entry as much as we can. I'll make a note that the uniform costs and the tournament costs are separate, with the exception of our Friendship Cup tournament in May, which is included in your membership dues. All of our Oregon Surf teams will participate in the Friendship Cup tournament, which we host here in Beaverton the weekend of Memorial Day. So just to mark your calendars that will be an event that is looking to be pretty incredible and pretty huge. We've increased the number of teams from out of state. The number of MLS Next boys ECNL teams is only increasing. Please follow us on social media to see all the updates. Um, at Friendship Cup on Instagram to see all the newest teams that are joining for that event. Now, our newest kits, and as I alluded to earlier, we're making a slight shift from the historical blue and white to now black and gold. This is a larger Surf Nation initiative, so every team across Surf, or every club across Surf, excuse me, is making this adjustment. And going into 2026, our white and blue kit, which is our home kit, will be the quote unquote carryover kit. The all black kit will be our new away kit. And then the all gold kit will serve two functions. It will be our training kit and it will be our alternative third kit. So there'll be three options for us when we travel for any conflicts. Um, Going into next year, the white kit will go away, and then we'll have a new home kit in the following year. The training jacket will also be a part of the package. And then for our goalkeepers, our teal kit will be the carryover kit for this year. We'll have a new purple kit as well. And then you will also have the option for that training kit, the all gold, to be a third alternative jersey for you. All right. I know that was a lot of information. I thank you all very deeply for participating, being a part of the meeting, and hearing all the information that we're excited to share this year. I'm going to pause and check the chat with our admins to make sure that we have any questions. Oof, let's go back to presenting mode.
Scott, I will give you one of the questions, and one of the questions asked is the leagues our U11s and U12s in pre-MLS will be playing in.
Great question. So, as part of this new partnership with EA2, uh, our U11 and U12 pre-MLS will now participate in the new EA League. So this will give us one consistent league and platform from U11 all the way to U19. So all of those partner clubs in the new EA2 league also have MLS Next clubs, and we'll be playing against them as well as having different, it's called fiestas or jamboree events in the fall and in the spring for all of our age groups.
Great, right along the same line, Scott. If I signed up and registered for tryouts underneath MLS, would I be considered for the other levels?
Another great question. So our coaching staff is going to evaluate all players for all levels. And the reason why we say that is that there was close to probably 10 to 15 players that we as a coaching staff, because of the size and the number of kids that we had at tryouts, were placed early on, but through training, communication with our coaching staff, we actually move them into MLS Next. And so going forward, as we create this one holistic program, our goal is to make sure that all of our players have exposure and touch points, not just with the leagues, but also with our coaches as well. So you may notice that myself or Footy or Fatino or Oswaldo go out and watch other teams in the club. We do that for two reasons. One, so that kids have exposure to us as a staff, but then also so that we can get our eyes on players and start to create player profiles for all of our kids across the club. So that as we start to build that style of play, we can grab a outside back from a EA team and plug them in with an MLS Next team, and it's fluid. Or we grab a player from the N1 team, they go join the EA, and it's fluid. And we don't have this disjointed guest playing experience. It all comes across as one team, one club. Now I know those are some ambitious goals, and we do have some gaps to fill. We're not there yet, so I don't want to overpromise. But our goal is to have that one culture across our boys program.
Thank you. Next question is a little bit of clarity along the lines of what league would the competitive teams be playing in?
So the competitive teams, or the historical competitive teams, will have the option of participating in the N1 league that plays regionally, or what we've had previous years within Oregon Youth Soccer locally. We will decide based on the tryouts and the level of the team, what's the best fit for that team.
And I believe the last question is a little bit of clarity around the kit buying cycle.
Mhm.
Prior, it was a 2-year cycle, and now it's going to every year there is a kit. If we could provide some clarity around that piece.
Yes, I know it might seem for some of our new families that it seems like every year. Jersey cycles go into 2-year cycles, and that is at the youth level as well as the professional level. So you typically have a brand new kit that comes in, it lasts for 2 years, and there's overlap between your home and away kit. Uh, we have an incredible partnership with Nike and Soccer Post that gives us some of these benefits. We also get additional benefits behind the scenes with equipment from our uniform purchases that comes back into the club. So part of it is a branding with our partnerships. Part of it is the natural cycle. And this is if you were with any brand, any sportswear brand, it's typically a 2-year cycle. And so that's why we have that year-over-year change between the home kit and the away kit. Uh, for members who are returning members, we are not going to discourage you from wearing your existing training gear. And then for new members coming into the club, if you need support with uniform purchases, there are additional options as well there.
Perfect. Last question along those same lines is a little bit of understanding of travel that comes with N1. Have we heard anything yet from the?
Yes, so it's still TBD, and it's TBD because the application process for N1 does not actually close until June 30th. OYSA and the N1 League has extended it because of tryouts and wanted to give clubs the opportunity to get at least one tournament in May or June so that they can get a true understanding of can their team compete on a regional level. So June 30th, if you want to mark your calendars, will be where we determine how many of our teams we want to register for N1. Uh, Within N1, you can expect travel across the state. With our EA level, you'll have travel to Rogue Valley, Bend, and Salem, and then everything else will stay local in Portland. And within MLS Next, you'll have travel in Oregon and in Seattle with 2 trips to Eastern Washington to play the clubs out there. The MLS Next season is a what was it, 18 game season. Footy, correct my math there. There's No, that's not correct. We had 15 teams within that in the league, and we played each team one time, with the bulk of our games against Seattle clubs in the winter, so December and January, and then the games against our Oregon competition was in the late winter, early spring. Was there any more questions?
Okay. Scott, two questions in one, if you don't mind. There are two more, I believe, sitting. The first question is, what are goalkeeper Trout's expectations? What is that supposed to look like? And amongst these various levels being created amongst the leagues, what are player minute expectations?
Two very good questions. So within goalkeeping training, we will have Aaron Paterath, Giancarlo out at our tryouts. They will pull players out separately and evaluate goalkeepers both as as their own separate group and within the flow of the games that we have set up. This model will replicate how we currently train as a club. So even though we have goalkeeping training, we also try to have as many touch points within our normal training sessions with our goalkeeping coaches. So they'll come out as part of the staff. Sometimes it'll be as part of an activity and they'll give coaching points on the fly. Other times they'll pull out our goalkeepers and train them one-on-one or 2v1 uh, specific goalkeeping activities. In regards to minutes and playing time, it's roughly about 30 to 50% of a match that we want all of our players to get minutes in for regular season games and showcase events. Now, for um, finals or knockout stages, or when it's a one and done event, playing time is going to be based on how do we compete to get maximum points or achieve a championship within that match. Now, what we do as a club to supplement those minutes is provide additional opportunities, whether it's with jamborees or scrimmages the following day of an event, or moving within our now new leagues and offer additional playing time. What we had this last year was called composite teams. So I was fortunate enough to work with three different age groups that created a composite team that had a 10 game winter season where if a player make it up only got 15 minutes in their MLS next game, they were then playing almost the full match within their composite game. And we saw a lot of success with that. It wasn't just players who weren't playing a ton. We had starters jump in the composite games, and we had a number of players who played on that composite team be huge contributors when we traveled to Arizona and some of these national events. So we truly look at all of our squads as one pool. How do we move the entire pool forward to be able to compete at any level that we participate in?
And I believe this is the last question that has not been answered. Can we speak a little bit about roster sizes and concepts around pools? And I think you just touched on it.
Yeah. So right now, if you were to look at an individual team, we're looking at rosters of anywhere from 18 to 22-ish players. Now, the reason why it's higher around that 20 to 22 mark is that for U15 to U19 players, the number of conflicts that come up from college visits, SATs, prom, unfortunately injuries, that number of 22 actually gets pretty tight and gets down to 14. So I'll use an example. One of our 2010 boys team has a very large roster of close to 24 players. But when they actually traveled to MLS Cup this in Arizona, the roster got down to 13 players that were actually healthy enough to play in the games because of sickness on the road and injuries playing over a 7-day event. So we have bigger rosters to make sure that we can compete and that we can compete over multiple days. And if for those who were out today at the rec center, we had kids dropping all over the place because of the heat. And so we need to have the depth on field, the depth to rotate players in, and to make sure our now EA and N1 teams can also compete so that we can always rotate players in and provide the best and as many opportunities as possible.
Scott, I believe those are all of the questions. The rest have been answered in the chat by the staff. So floor is back to
All right. Lloyd, thank you for the help with the questions. Thank you to our incredible admin team behind the scenes. Thank you to our coaching staff, our managers, our members. We know that this is a privilege that we have a chance to work with your incredible kids. And I look forward to seeing you out on the fields over the next 2 weeks. Please check online to get additional details on the program. We hope that you come out and support our teams that are competing in the finals next week. And with that, thank you for joining us, and I'll see you out in the field.